All right, this email here, they are lying to their spouse for their kid's sake. Is that even a thing, or is this just an excuse here? If you got something going on in your life, you want a couple of unprofessionals like to go ahead and debate it, hit us up at thebertshow.com. Says, my daughter got her license last fall, but my husband's still skittish about letting her drive alone, as you should be.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is probably hitting you right in the gut with Hollis having just got his license.
Although it was nice, I'll tell you what, I was at the Padres game yesterday, and I had myself a couple of vodkas, and there was my son, designated driver.
Yes, sir.
That was fun.
That'll do it.
We have a second used car that she gets to use, but she's never allowed to drive my car. My husband is worried she would crash our nice car, and to be fair, he's very protective of both our daughter and our vehicles. Our daughter is a good girl, very responsible. She's great in school while working a part-time job. I trust her, and I want to encourage her independence and responsibility. So in a moment of weakness, I decided to let her drive my car. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? She's careful and conscientious, and she promised to be extra cautious. That's all you need, a promise. Well, a few $1,000s of damage later, it was definitely not okay. She banged my car up pretty good after hitting a tree and driving over a giant rock.
Yeah, those trees just come out of nowhere, man.
Out of nowhere, and the giant rocks.
Giant rocks, too, yeah.
You never had a chance. It was a small accident, but the damage was extensive. The front bumper was smashed. The undercarriage was scratched up, and one of the tires was ruined. It was a mess, and I felt terrible. I knew my husband would be furious if he knew I allowed her to drive our nice car. He's always been adamant about giving that car off limits to her, and I went against his wishes. To avoid a huge argument and the blame game, I told him I did it. I took the blame, and our daughter went along with her lie.
I bet you did.
I feel bad about lying to him and having our daughter go along with my lie. It's not a great lesson to teach her, and it's eating away at me. I keep wondering if I did the right thing or if I just made everything worse. The alternative would have been far worse, though. My husband would have been angry and disappointed and would have likely strained his relationship with our daughter. I can't be the only parent who's done this, right? Other people lie to their spouse to protect their kids, right? The guilt is heavy, and I'm not sure how to shake it off. All right, so are you keeping a secret from your significant other also to protect your kid? I guess that's what she's asking. 1-855-BERT-SHOW.
And she got to take ownership. Other people lie to their spouse to protect the kids, right? You're not protecting your daughter. You're protecting yourself because you were the one who allowed your daughter to drive the car. Right. So it ultimately, yes, she's the one that wrecked it, but you gave her the keys to the car and allowed her to drive it. I think I get why she's doing it, but in my experience, I always get found out. And it's best just to go in and lay it out as it is and just be honest and eat that, because eventually he's going to find out. And when he does, it's going to be 10 times worse than if you just would have been honest from the get-go.
Yeah, I get why she's doing it too, but that doesn't make it right. And if other people lie to their spouses, which I'm sure they do, that doesn't make it right either. I think ultimately he is going to find out. And when he does find out, yes, you did make it worse. I feel like you've also taught your daughter that it's okay to lie in times like this. And that's not necessarily the greatest lesson. And I think she answered her own question. She said that she has all of this guilt and she can't shake it. And the reason you can't shake it is because you know that you need to come forward and tell your husband the truth.
I don't hate this that much, though. Like, if my mom ever took the fall for me on something like this, I would have loyalty and love for this woman for the rest of my days. I have never once been allowed to get away with anything. I feel like I was always blamed for things growing up. So if I had somebody in my life, whether it's my mom or my dad or my brother, who took the blame for me for this, I'm telling you, I would win the lottery I would pay for their retirement. Like, just having that kind of loyalty in your family, to me, is priceless.
Is she too far in, though, now? I mean, if she confesses to the husband, she's really doing it just to clear her conscience.
Yes.
But the results are still going to be the same. Now it's actually worse, because now he's pissed you lied. You waited on the lie. You protected our daughter. So
what else have you been lying about? What else are you going to lie about in the future?
So maybe just let this one go.
I feel like if you're going to tell him, then you should tell him now, because the more time you wait, the more angry he's going to be that you kept it from him so long. But if you're not going to tell him, well, He'll just never.
I mean, I'm saying to come clean, but I wouldn't.
I mean, at this point, like the damage is done. You got to get the car fixed either way. So really, like, why fess up?
Show.